In Venezuela, thousands of communes participated in an unprecedented exercise of direct democracy, voting to decide on projects to improve their standard of living with funds provided by the state. Correspondent Adriana Sivori brings us closer to the life of these communes in another episode of Venezuela on the Move.
Hello, how are you? I imagine that you have heard about the communes. In Venezuela, there are 5,338 of them. The residents go to the polls at least 3 times a year to choose directly what project to carry out in their locality. For example, if they need to build a sports center or if a street needs to be repaired. The population decides on public policies. They receive a budget and they manage it themselves. There are no intermediaries. It's a form of direct democracy. Through Venezuela on the Move, I want to introduce you to Aníbal, a man from the countryside, and 2 young men, Yorland and Yorman. If you want to know what they have in common, stay with us to find out. Let's take a trip to a place in Venezuela little known abroad.
Nosotros somos comuneros.
We are comuneros. I believe that everything must come out from the commune. There will have to be a moment when the commune becomes the guarantee for all these things. Everything related to its production, its economy, its social life, the maintenance of its green areas, the generation of its wealth, and the provider of its tranquility. A solid place with the capacity to generate wealth for our homes. I really believe that people are wise, and I have always said it, because the community knows what is best for it. People know what is best for them, and when they vote for a project, it is because they have already decided that that project is the right one to suit their people's need. It has been like that, and there we go.
It is the practice of direct democracy. In the last consultation in his area, he, as the majority, decided for the restoration of a health center. The funds are sent by the central government and are managed by the commune. While we go around the place, Aníbal tells us about the change in his life. He was in a private company, then he was a civil servant, but since 7 years ago, he has been running this farm in what once was a wasteland. Here, he breeds animals with the hope of expanding and generating more employment for the neighbors.
Because if a person or a family is economically well, their children can also go to school, and they go to high school, and later to the university. So in that way, we're supporting their homes, their families, and their economies. And when their economy is well, everything is fine, and their children are well. They can be well educated, well fed, and healthy.
And it's the young people who are precisely trying to make their dreams come true, always with the idea of growing.
The perfect community for me is the one where everybody is united. We should be a territorial farmers' organization, because that's what we want as farmers. There are many farmers here, but they are dispersed. And what I want is for all of us to be together, so that we can all produce and earn the same, so that we don't lack anything in the community, and to respect the environment, to respect the plants, to respect the areas that cannot be forested. We have all that knowledge here in our community.
They put their knowledge at the service of every corner of their neighborhood, which is located in a mountain and surrounded by large buildings. They dedicate themselves to recycle and clean up their lands and even grow medicinal plants.
We are learning to be able to tell our children and our youth that it is possible to make an ecological path in our parish.
By parish, they mean a locality or neighborhood. The most important thing for them is the citizens' participation. The constitution of this Caribbean nation established a direct democracy since 1999, a practice that has strengthened in the past year. One of the popular consultations carried out in 2025 was considered unprecedented in the country when young people from the age of 15 in a protagonist role chose from 37,000 initiatives the ones they considered the best to improve their lives. And with this direct vote, I wrap up for today, but you can keep following us through our multi-platform. Journey continues with Venezuela on the Move.